Yesterday, I put together a video which pointed out, the sad reality that some commentators of a particular religion uh, were kind of getting a bit of reality check. One of those creators was Ethan Klein, who has been courting leftist fans for the past better part of 2 years now by integrating himself with internet moron and political clown shoe Hasan Piker, or Hamas Piker, as many people know him. This guy is a dude bro who is a fake socialist. Essentially, both Ethan Klein and Hasan Piker are multimillionaires who demand their 14-year-old viewers pay $5 a month to listen to them talk. H3H3 in particular sets their chat to members only. So the only way you can even chat with them is pay $5 a month. I would never do that, although I do have my locals chat and I hope people use it, but they don't have to do that. So what's been interesting is Ethan's been getting extremely red-pilled as he's seeing a lot of unhinged behavior in his own fandom that he's been courting for years. Many of which, if I can put it quickly, because YouTube doesn't like me talking about this stuff anymore. Apparently, immediately after the terrible things happened, there were a lot of people who came out from Hasan's viewership and Ethan's viewership and celebrated, saying, terrible thing happens. They immediately come out and say, I stand with Palestine. What they were really saying is they supported the attacks, just like BLM. This is a well-known fact about far leftists, is that they do support the attacks. They do support, quote-unquote, revolution. It's just in the United States, they're too cowardly to do that, so they live vicariously through what these individuals in the Holy Land do. This is a picture, a depiction of Hasan Piker. Okay, so this guy, I don't know. He looks like he looks pretty comfortable wearing that. I'm not exactly sure. It could be a Photoshop. Certainly, his opinions seem to support this kind of thing, but they both got extremely angry. So yesterday, Ethan Klein went to war with his fans. I commentated on it, and he's been absolutely losing his mind ever since, along with Hasan. Neither individual can refute my point that their side has basically extremists on it, many of them proud, and all young and dumb. Just like those university students who went out and were supporting these actions. Now there's a news truck. Remember I said doxing truck drives around Harvard showing names, photos of students who blamed, who were out there in support of what the terrible actions out there. So a lot of people who like consequence culture aren't liking this consequence culture. It's the first time it's touched them. Well, I made a video on it talking about, Ethan Klein getting, kind of finding out that he's been courting these lunatics for a very long time. And he's been melting down ever since. Like, it wasn't enough for him to quote tweet me. He had to quote tweet, then go log out of his other account and log in to a different account so he could quote tweet it again from his H3 account, which is hilarious to me. If it's like, tell me that I'm in your head without telling me I'm in your head. I just think it's funny to me that it's sad. You feel bad for this guy because I just really wish that he would learn. Here, he's even trending. Ethan's trending because he's finding out that these are the people. So right now they're doing the leftovers, which is, I'm sure, they'll be having a meltdown about me. But you see, I talked to Ethan. I said, Ethan, people told you these are the people you've been courting. This is Hasan's viewership. They celebrate these type of things that happen to Jewish people. Just look at your comment section and live chat. This is an important learning moment for you as they've gone full mask off. Okay. Now, for me to get 2,000 likes underneath a reply to Ethan Klein absolutely infuriated him. I didn't retweet it. I didn't tell people to go leave a like. This absolutely triggered him because it's true. So Hasan calls himself a socialist. He's really a champagne socialist. Ethan Klein calls him a democratic socialist, calls himself that. Both parties were celebrating what happened to his people in his homeland. Okay, both. And he knows it. He knows it, which is why he's so triggered. So he takes this and then has to make sure he quote tweets it from the H3 account. And then if you look at his main account, he also liked his own post on another account. He's so totally not bothered by my statement that's definitely not correct that he quote tweeted it and said I peed on my basement floor, which is not an own. Then he logged out of his account, logged into the H3 podcast account to quote tweet it, then logged back out of his account, then logged back into his account and liked the tweet. That's how little he cares about what I have to say. This is a man that, absolutely knows I'm right. He absolutely knows I'm right. Hasan knows I'm right. Otherwise, why would these two be losing their minds? So Hasan, right? Hasan gets 57,000 likes from, pro Terry's. He tweets me, "Is this you, basement pisser?" Yeah, don't refute my idea. This is how you know that these people pander to really, really young people. And I hope that like the Hasan viewers and Ethan Klein viewers that hate watch this understand that I actually have hope for them to just kind of grow out of this. Again, it's all ad hom. They can't actually refute my point. So he just says, "Oh, didn't you one time pee in your basement?" Yeah, guess what? That's not even like the 4th or 5th weirdest places I've taken a leak. In the Midwest, we have these things called basements. I don't know if you knew this. They're unfinished, they're concrete. And then there's also a giant drain in the floor, okay? And one night, I had many drinks, and I didn't feel like going all the way upstairs to take a leak, so I used that. That's not an own. That's just like, I don't know if that, that's just a, men, what are they? One time I also used a Gatorade bottle when I was driving because I didn't want to pull over. Is that supposed to be an own too? It's so dumb. And like, that's how I know that the people liking this must just be children. It's like, and then he puts this other tweet, which everybody knows the context of this. This was a director who simply wrote, F the bad guy from WW2. And I wrote, and there we have it. Yikes. So the left has taken this tweet as like I support him in something. No, it was just, I was pointing out that the post was cringe. That a Hollywood director was virtue signaling by saying, "Yeah, I'm sticking it to the bad guy from WW2. It was an obvious, like, I was obviously referencing that. So again, big brain Hasan Piker doesn't want to dare address my criticism, but wants to go ad hom. And same with Ethan Klein. Does Ethan Klein want to address my criticism? Do you think he addressed my criticism? No. Here's what he said. Again, I'm under these guys' skin. I don't know why. So he goes, the quartering pees in his basement, finds out that I still don't care about his phobic, homophobic, transphobic, and always wrong opinions. Okay, Ethan, let me ask you this. If you didn't care about my opinion, why did you, of all the tens of thousands of replies to you, right? Tens and tens and tens of, you totally don't care about it. You quote tweeted one reply. You went and found another reply, logged out of your main account, quote tweeted it, logged back into your main account just so you could signal boost it. But you definitely don't care about what I'm saying. He definitely, guys, it's like he's like the walking where it's like the Wojak face where it's like covering the crying and the angry face underneath it. Like it doesn't, it's like, and again, does he address my point? No, he just says, I don't care about your point. Well, you care so little that you've quote tweeted it, you've interacted with me 2 or 3 times, then you probably DM'd your little buddy Hasan to try and do that too. By the way, all it did was get me a lot more Twitter followers, so thanks, Ethan and Hasan. Like, Ethan Klein cares so little about me that he quote tweets it, and then instead of actually addressing my point, it's just ad hominems. Again, my point was Ethan Klein, Jewish, finds out the very people he's been courting on the left via Hasan actually hate Jewish people. But he didn't like that got 3,000 likes. Ethan is very fragile, and so is Hasan. I'm almost certain neither one of them have ever delivered in the. No, I'm not even going down that road. They're very, very fragile. They're very, very sad. And I think that it's pretty hilarious watching them cope and seethe. And I saw their viewers in the live stream yesterday in the comment sections and stuff like that. Hey, Ethan, if you don't care, if you don't think I'm right, then why are you losing your mind? Pretty sure he knows I'm right. But what can I say? Maybe he could sell some coffee for me, Coffee Brand Coffee. Ethan, Coffee Brand Coffee has some delicious fall flavors. Spiked jack-o'-lantern, butterscotch toffee, and pumpkin pie. I think, Ethan, that I would love to sit down with you and have a conversation where you can't scroll your subreddit for burns, which, by the way, he didn't even come up with his own insult. Here's the H3 Precast. Bro thinks he's on the team. Same emoji, right? What's the top reply? Can I at least get credit? He literally stole it from his own subreddit. That's how much of an original thinker. Here's a fun fact, by the way. If Hasan's viewership doesn't totally support, what happened, I wonder why. Here's a little fun little thing. Ethan Klein and Hasan Piker are live right now, but they've disabled the live chat. I wonder why that is. I wonder if they're worried about people celebrating horrible things and getting caught for it. Ethan Klein is. So, I think, I'll be okay. I worry more about him, to be honest with you.